In this video, you'll learn to manage your ego and in turn, better manage your life. You know the feeling, not making good decisions when you are influenced by emotions. How many times was anything not difficult like, wake up on the other side of the bed, totally destroying the day? This book will show you how you can relax your psyche. In these posts, the creator shares his own satisfying individual encounters to prove the genuine advantages of meditation practice. Ongoing research has confirmed that truly the psychological and actual well-being of individuals is naturally improved with meditation and care exercises. Meditation will make you more effective by helping you with conquering your personality and controlling your emotional reactions. In the following chapters, you'll find what being self-sufficient means, how often you appear to be eager however you're not actually, and meditation can limit heart infection risks. The ego is your inner storyteller or your perception of I. It's the voice that guides you. The word ego is used very often. Your companion, the armchair philosopher, may make these determinations of you, saying that you are not humble, tough, self-worthy, and egocentric. Self-pride is much more complex than we like to give it credit for. In everyday encounters, we make reference to the sense of self-pride as vanity, arrogance, or pride. Some view the self-image as a wellspring of activities that are ethically damaged. As per Freud, the sense of self-pride is a cycle by which an individual identifies with one's profound quality. However, these ideas of personality actually don't cover the setting behind sense of self. We can't comprehend why we do uncommon things like opening the entryway without being desirous of going into the ice chest when we are not eager. A captivating method to consider your personality, and maybe the most important knowledge of your activities, is that it is a voice in your head. Your sense of self considers your choices and perspectives from the second you open your eyes toward the beginning of the day until you float off to rest around evening time. It doesn't have insane or psychotic symptoms. Or maybe, consider the discourse being communicated by your feelings. Your sense of self is the motivation behind why you feel you're too lazy to go to the gym. Checking your inbox 1,000 times each day or considering your inner mind's feelings is a mental habit. You'll see that personality is the reason for a lot of what you do. You can carry on with a better and more joyful life by dealing with your sense of self. Your eagerness craves more and can never be satisfied. It will consistently drive you further. The ego is rarely fulfilled. It will consistently need, it won't ever be substance, and it won't ever be entirely upbeat. By plan, the self-pride will always want more than it already has. At the point when the inner self is taken care of, another thing, this basically resets the basis for desire, and directly, the sense pride will go after something else. It doesn't make a difference in the number of material belongings you have, nor does it make a difference how much cash you've spent gaining them, regardless of whether you needn't bother with it, you actually long for the freshest games, vehicles, or that up-and-coming gadget. The best brunch is not fulfilling, in any event, when arranged by the best cooks. Before long you'll get ravenous and long for a feast that is considerably more delectable than the last. Fundamentally, regardless of how often you attempt to satisfy your personality's cravings, your sense of self will just need more. The ego is obsessed with the past and the future, and in its desires, disregards the present, in this manner keeping you from completely living in them at this point. The ego likes especially to reside in the past and thrives on the drama by keeping old wounds reopen. The explanation you grumble to your mate about a work issue at supper, and it's what makes you suffer being abandoned by your first love at 17, regardless of being cheerfully hitched today. Your personality continually surveys your value against the appearance, riches, and economic well-being of others, yet will consistently discover you falling flat. Regardless of how brilliant, lovely, or rich you might be, as per your self-image, there's consistently somebody more intelligent, more delightful, or more well-off. Hence, your inner self will spike you to patiently offer to turn into that better individual. Yet, in the wake of accomplishing what your self-image needs, will you be upbeat? No. The ego is rarely glad. Simply think about all the rich, cheered, or lucky individuals who have ended it all, become dependent on medications, or in any case, destroyed their lives. The following parts will show you how you can utilize meditation to quiet your ego and improve your life. Control your ego by rehearsing care and getting more caring toward others. At the point when we practice meditation, we gain mastery with important expertise called to care. Care is the capacity to react, and not respond, to our environmental factors just as our motivations. Meditation builds our care by educating us to overwhelm ourselves completely right now, and not to be overpowered by life's tensions. For example, when a partner told the creator that he could never turn into a hotshot Telecaster, he utilized his newly discovered care to react as opposed to responding. He didn't let his personality and outrage control him, yet rather smoothly asked his supervisor how he could improve his work. Care doesn't simply improve our dynamic, it additionally changes our science. A Harvard MRI study saw that individuals who had required an 8-week care course through reflection had created a thicker dark issue in the regions of the cerebrum related to mindfulness and sympathy. Moreover, care preparation seemed to contract the locales in the cerebrum related to pressure. This increment in sympathetic behavior, that is, rehearsing worry for your own success and the success of others, isn't something to be neglected. Proving sympathy toward yourself improves your dynamic by allowing you to excuse yourself for clutters and acknowledge your defects. In fact, considers have displayed that individuals prepared in self-empathy meditation are bound to show healthy behavior, for example stopping smoking or eating better. Similarly, being empathetic toward others really encourages you to turn into a more satisfied individual. One examination asked members for a couple of days to wear recording devices that would record their discussions. The accounts checked that members who rehearsed reflection were more empathic, invested more energy with others, snickered more, and utilized I less. In reality, we can utilize compassion for others for our own potential benefit. As the Dalai Lama put it, be wise selfish rather than foolish selfish. You don't need to drop your edge or become a pushover when you tame your ego. A few people fear the Buddhist idea of giving up, as they consider it to be going delicate or getting inefficient, a demonstration of capitulation. For instance, the American creator and psychotherapist Mark Epstein regularly relates the narrative of his Buddhist patients who denied themselves orgasms during sex or would not put in a request themselves at eateries as a method for not communicating an individual personal preference. Clearly, such behavior didn't make them more joyful individuals. Controlling your personality doesn't mean overlooking your own requirements and turning into a sucker. An Indian meditation instructor named Munindra informed all concerning his understudies to keep things basic and simple. One day, an understudy saw his educator furiously haggling over a sack of peanuts in the town commercial center. At the point when the understudy defied him over his conduct, what he thought was an inconsistency to the straightforward and simple mantra, Munindra answered, "I said to be basic, not a simp." Controlling your personality doesn't imply that you need to lose your edge or quit being a beneficial citizen. Truth be told, as per Professor John Kabat-Zinn, rehearsing care really makes you more inventive and more profitable, as it frees your head from pointless assumptions and schedules, hence making space for groundbreaking thoughts and new ideas. During a 10-day meditation retreat, the writer was overwhelmed with thoughts with which he filled whole notepads. He was more beneficial in this season of harmony and care than typically when his mind is jumbled and tumultuous. Strangely, perhaps the main revelations that the creator made on his journey to tame his sense of self was that an undeniable degree of stress or the requirement for the competition weren't important to fuel his drive. An incredible opposite, he found that it was a considerably more fulfilling activity to control these desires than to enjoy them. Meditation is a basic method to expand care and understanding in regular day-to-day existence. Now, we've talked a considerable amount about meditation. In any case, what is it fully? Basically, when you think, you sit easily and center around your own breath. During this time, your brain will inevitably stray to different things. That is okay. At the point when this occurs, essentially pull together your mind on your breathing without judgment. The decent thing about meditation is that you needn't bother with anything to begin, anybody can think any place. In this way, meditation is simple. Be that as it may, how might this benefit you? Why should you bother? First of all, meditation builds care by instructing us to see the substance of our mind with non-judgmental distance. As per Buddhist lessons, we have 3 routine reactions to all that we experience. We need it. Consider that gut-level craving to eat a pleasant treat. We reject it. Imagine swatting at irritating mosquitoes. We daydream. Have you ever tuned into an airline steward's security guidelines right through? No doubt, right. Care gives us a 4th alternative, we see without judgment. Your first involvement in care during meditation regularly happens when you experience a type of awkward circumstance, similar to an itchy nose or sore legs. In these cases, you basically notice the pain with fair-mindedness and without responding or moving. Ultimately, you'll have the option to apply care to more unpredictable distresses, your meditation and feelings. Furthermore, meditation builds your sympathy. In the month after the creator added conscious sympathy to his meditation practice, he started seeing changes in his day-to-day existence. He found that he was kinder to other people, yet additionally to himself. For instance, he was better ready to keep away gossip at work, turned out to be more compassionate toward others, and felt less irritated by their twists or deficiencies. Meditation does the body well, helping control the impacts of pressure and even illness. Meditation isn't just useful for the brain, it additionally can have significant beneficial outcomes on the body. People actually haven't shed the fight or flight instinct triggered in times of danger. While present-day life has changed our day-by-day dangers, notwithstanding, from sneaking tigers to expressway traffic, what stress means for our body hasn't changed. Steady stimulation keeps us in a condition of overburden, which makes undeniable degrees of harmful pressure synthetic substances accumulate in our blood. Notwithstanding considerations have demonstrated that meditation can really switch the impacts of these stress chemicals by bringing down blood pressure and consequently reducing the risk of heart diseases. Studies additionally recommend that the care working on during meditation can spill into regular daily existence, leading to increased patience, sympathy, and compassion. Imagine that you are stuck in a traffic jam on your approach to work. Ordinarily, you may respond irately and restlessly, punching your steering wheel. For what reason is this happening to me? In any case, whenever you have practiced mindfulness, you will essentially notice these thoughts and let them pass without getting exhausted by them. You won't respond, however, react with calm and smoothness. Different examinations have indicated significantly more clear medical advantages. Reflection can likewise be advantageous in combating significant sadness, illegal drug use, gorging, and smoking. It can help disease patients better handle pressure and senior residents avoid loneliness. Meditation can likewise come from the impacts of ADHD, asthma, psoriasis, and even irritable gut condition. At long last, meditation permits you to shape the one apparatus you have for seeing and encountering the world, your mind. Undoubtedly, considers have indicated that preparation of your cerebrum through meditation can improve your creativity, drive control, and your general degree of success. However, meditation can't free your brain of negative thoughts out and out. Be that as it may, as the last part will show, it can in any case help you manage those thoughts. Acknowledge your negative feelings, at that point separate yourself from them through non-recognizable proof. Meditation, nonetheless, isn't a fix-all. So how would it be advisable for you to deal with help stem the impact of negative feelings? Psychotherapist and Buddhist instructor Tara Brach proposes that you basically recognize your negative emotions, that is, agree that you're encountering them, instead of denying them. The Buddhists instruct that we should let go, however what they truly mean is let it be. Instead of denying terrible qualities or negative emotions, just let them be without making a decision about yourself for having them. Another Buddhist saying is that the solitary way out is through. Imagine those negative sentiments as a massive wave coming right toward you. The most ideal path not to suffocate is to plunge into the wave, accordingly making it lose its force. The creator took in this the most difficult way possible after he attempted to close out the entirety of his recollections of announcing in a fight area through utilizing drugs, rather than recognizing the pain and unfeelingness he had seen. Ultimately, his rejection to deal with his negative feelings in a sound manner caused him to have a fit of anxiety on air. There are more proactive methods of managing negative feelings. As indicated by Brach's lessons, there are 4 phases to tolerating these sentiments. To begin with, you should perceive the feeling, at that point allow it to exist, examine its belongings, and lastly separate yourself from it through the act of non-recognizable proof. The creator rehearsed this when he was worried about an advancement. To begin with, he felt that he was stressed. Then, he influenced himself that it was all right to be concerned. At that point he examined how his body was dealing with the concern, he felt a humming in his chest. Lastly, he rehearsed non-ID, disclosing to himself that he is greater than his temporary concerns and that the second would pass. By seeing that his feelings of dread over an advancement would not transform him into a constantly stressed individual, the writer had the option to isolate himself from his feelings and vanquish his self-pride. Final summary. The key message in this book. Our cutting-edge lives drive us into a steady condition of pressure and frenzy, and this has significant outcomes on our psychological and actual well-being. We can battle this pressure through the act of meditation, which can at last prompt a more caring, satisfying, and profitable way of life. Here is what you can implement starting today. Increment your sympathy through metta meditation. Picture yourself unmistakably in your brain and repeat the accompanying phrases. May you be cheerful, may you be solid, may you be protected, may you live easily. At that point, repeat similar sentences or mantras, this time imaging a promoter, a dear companion, an impartial individual, an individual with whom you experience issues, lastly, all living creatures. You like what you hear? Check out other personal development or business books. This video was made possible by your support. It takes a very long time to make one of our videos, so thanks to your contributions to Patreon and watching our videos, we are slowly able to do more and more of them. If you want to help us out, check out the Patreon page. If you like the contents of this video, check out other books in the description and suggest what book we should cover next.